recent weeks, the diplomatic landscape between Canada and the United States has been anything but cordial. President Donald Trump's administration has not only threatened to impose a hefty 25% tariff on Canadian imports, but has also floated the audacious idea of annexing Canada as the 51st state. These developments have strained the historically robust economic ties between the two nations, reminiscent of a neighborly spat escalating into a full-blown feud. The tariff threats, ostensibly rooted in concerns over drug trafficking and immigration, have been perceived by many as a thinly veiled economic coercion tactic. Imagine being charged extra for borrowing a cup of maple syrup from next door. That's the level of pettiness we're witnessing. These tariffs don't just sting. They have the potential to push Canada into a recession, affecting industries from steel to agriculture. It's akin to the U.S. pulling the rug out from under a long-standing trading partner, leaving Canada to find its footing on a slippery economic floor. But the plot thickens with the annexation rhetoric. Trump's suggestion of making Canada the 51st state has been met with a collective eye roll and a resounding "no, thank you" from Canadians. It's like inviting yourself to a party where you're clearly not wanted. This proposal has not only been dismissed, but has also ignited a surge of nationalism among Canadians, who are now more determined than ever to maintain their sovereignty. The idea of annexation isn't just a political misstep. It's a misreading of the Canadian spirit. A spirit that values politeness, but won't hesitate to say sorry, not sorry, when pushed. In response to these external pressures, Canada's newly sworn-in Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has emerged as a staunch defender of national autonomy. With a background as the former governor of both the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, Carney is no stranger to navigating economic turbulence. His leadership comes at a critical juncture, as Canada faces not just economic threats, but also challenges to its very identity. Carney's assertive stance sets the tone for his administration's approach to U.S. relations, signaling a readiness to defend national interests with the calm determination of a seasoned diplomat. Analysis of statements. In his inaugural address on March 14, 2025, Prime Minister Mark Carney wasted no time addressing the elephant, or rather, the eagle in the room. He categorically rejected President Trump's annexation proposal, stating unequivocally that Canada will never ever in any way become part of the United States. It's as if Carney channeled the collective sentiment of Canadians into a single resolute declaration, leaving no room for misinterpretation. Carney's response wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction. It was a calculated affirmation of Canada's sovereignty. By dismissing the annexation notion outright, he reinforced the nation's autonomy on the global stage. This move positions Canada not as a subordinate neighbor, but as an equal player unwilling to compromise its independence. It's like politely but firmly telling a pushy neighbor that your lawn is not up for grabs. Furthermore, Carney's economic acumen shines through in his approach to the tariff threats. Recognizing the potential repercussions on Canada's economy, he has advocated for diversifying trade partnerships, particularly with European allies. His upcoming visits to Paris and London aim to strengthen these ties, reducing reliance on a capricious U.S. administration. It's a strategic pivot, much like finding new dance partners when your old one keeps stepping on your toes. Carney's leadership style also reflects a departure from traditional political norms. With no prior elected experience, he brings a technocratic perspective to the role, focusing on pragmatic solutions over partisan politics. This outsider status may be precisely what Canada needs: a leader unburdened by political baggage, ready to tackle challenges with fresh eyes and steady hands. In a political landscape often mired in rhetoric, Carney's straightforward approach is a breath of fresh northern air. Reactions and implications. The political response within Canada to Trump's annexation remarks has been a rare display of unity. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre echoed Carney's sentiments, asserting that Canada will never be the 51st state. This bipartisan consensus showcases a unified front against perceived threats to national sovereignty, sending a clear message that Canada's political factions can set aside differences when the nation's identity is at stake. It's like watching rival hockey teams join forces to defend their home rink from an unwelcome challenger. Beyond the political sphere, the Canadian public has responded with a surge of nationalism. Grassroots movements like Elbows Up have emerged, encouraging citizens to support local industries and boycott American products. This campaign, inspired by a hockey term, embodies the country's resilient spirit, turning a political slight into an opportunity for unity and self-reliance. It's as if Canadians collectively decided to double down on their identity, embracing the very qualities that set them apart. The implications of this heightened nationalism extend to Canada's foreign policy and trade strategies. By seeking alliances in Europe and reinforcing Arctic sovereignty, Carney's administration is proactively diversifying its diplomatic and economic engagements. This approach mitigates the risks associated with overdependence on a single partner, especially one as unpredictable as the current U.S. administration. It's akin to not putting all your maple syrup in one basket, ensuring that Canada's economic pancakes remain well-flavored, regardless of external pressures. However, these developments also pose challenges. The potential economic impact of U.S. tariffs could strain domestic industries, leading to job losses and economic downturns. Moreover, the surge in nationalism, while fostering unity, risks alienating a significant trading partner. Navigating this delicate balance requires astute diplomacy and strategic economic planning. Carney's administration must ensure that patriotic fervor translates into constructive policies that bolster Canada's position without escalating tensions unnecessarily. It's a tightrope walk, with the world watching how Canada maintains its poise and principles under